Author manuscript. Title: The Multiverse, a journey through multiple timelines and the central protagonist of any timeline. Abstract. This manuscript explores the multiverse theory and the concept of a central protagonist within any timeline. By examining how timelines interconnect through death and the erasure process, we delve into the journey back to the original source of creation. Additionally, we investigate the role of a central individual, such as Michael P. Jeremiah, as the anchor of their respective timeline. This analysis offers philosophical and metaphysical insights into the nature of existence, individual significance, and the interconnectedness of all experiences. Keywords: multiverse, timelines, central protagonist, quantum mechanics, philosophy, existence, death, erasure. Introduction. The concept of a multiverse has fascinated philosophers, scientists, and writers for generations. The idea that there might be countless parallel universes, each with its own version of events and outcomes, challenges our understanding of existence and reality. In this presentation, we will explore the intriguing notion of a multiverse where each timeline of a person's life is interconnected with their death, leading to the erasure of that timeline and a journey backward toward the original source of creation. This journey signifies not just a passage through time but a profound return to the beginning, a rewind to the ultimate origin. Additionally, we will delve into the concept of the central protagonist within any timeline. The notion that a single individual, such as Michael P. Jeremiah, can act as the anchor for their respective timeline, and that the timeline hinges on this individual's life and actions, presents fascinating philosophical and metaphysical implications. By exploring both the multiverse theory and the central protagonist concept, we will gain a deeper understanding of the nature of existence, the role of the individual, and the interconnectedness of all experiences. Understanding the multiverse. Definition and origins. The multiverse theory suggests that there are infinite or numerous universes that coexist simultaneously. Each universe, or timeline, represents different variations of events and decisions, leading to a unique sequence of life experiences. This idea finds its roots in quantum mechanics, particularly the many worlds interpretation, which posits that all possible outcomes of quantum measurements are realized in separate, branching worlds. Historical context. The notion of multiple worlds has ancient origins, with philosophical roots tracing back to pre-Socratic thinkers like Anaximander, who envisioned an infinite number of worlds. The concept evolved through the Renaissance with Giordano Bruno, who proposed the existence of countless stars with their own planets, potentially inhabited by other beings. Scientific developments. In the 20th century, the idea gained scientific traction through quantum mechanics. Hugh Everett III's many worlds interpretation, proposed in 1957, provided a framework for understanding how every possible outcome of a quantum event could exist in its own separate universe. Philosophical and scientific perspectives. Quantum mechanics and multiverse theory. Quantum mechanics, particularly the work of Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg, introduced the idea of probabilistic events at the atomic and subatomic levels. Everett's many worlds interpretation extended this, suggesting that each possible quantum event branches into a new universe, creating a vast multiverse of infinite possibilities. Cosmological theories. Cosmologists like Max Tegmark and Brian Greene have expanded on the multiverse concept, proposing different levels of parallel universes. Tegmark categorizes these into 4 levels. Level I, universes with the same physical laws and constants but different initial conditions. Level 2, universes with different physical constants and laws. Level 3, the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. Level 4, universes with entirely different mathematical structures. Implications for free will and determinism. In a multiverse, every choice spawns a new timeline, suggesting a complex interplay between free will and determinism. Each decision creates a branching path, but all possible decisions and outcomes are predetermined in different timelines. This paradox invites us to reconsider the nature of choice and the illusion of a singular, linear life path. Philosophical debate. Philosophers such as David Lewis, in his theory of modal realism, argue that all possible worlds are as real as the actual world we experience. This supports the idea that every possible outcome of our choices exists somewhere in the multiverse, blending determinism with a form of universal free will. Ethical implications. The existence of multiple timelines where every possible decision plays out raises ethical questions about responsibility and consequences. If all outcomes exist, do our choices in one timeline matter? This perspective challenges traditional views of morality and accountability, suggesting a more complex ethical framework. The interconnectedness of death and timelines. Death as a timeline eraser. In this multiverse framework, death acts as a crucial mechanism. When a person dies in any given timeline, that specific timeline is erased. This erasure is not merely an end but a retraction, pulling the person backward through their timelines toward the source of creation. Mechanism of erasure. The concept of erasure can be likened to the collapse of a wave function in quantum mechanics. Just as an observed particle's multiple probabilities collapse into a single state, the death of an individual collapses the myriad possibilities of that timeline into non-existence, retracting back to the source. Natural and unnatural deaths. Whether death occurs naturally or unnaturally, its role remains consistent across timelines. Natural deaths, such as those from old age or illness, and unnatural deaths, such as accidents or violence, both trigger the collapse of the respective timeline. The nature of the death does not alter the fundamental process of erasure and regression. Examples and implications. Consider historical figures such as Alexander the Great. In one timeline, he might die of natural causes, while in another, he could be assassinated. Each version of his death would erase that timeline, underscoring the consistent role of death in the multiverse structure. The significance of timeline erasure. Metaphysical significance. The erasure of a timeline signifies more than the cessation of events. It represents the removal of that particular sequence of existence from the multiverse. This process is akin to deleting a specific file from a computer, leaving behind no trace of its unique history and experiences. This erasure can be seen as a form of cosmic recycling, where the energy and essence of the individual are reabsorbed into the primordial source, ready to be reshaped into new forms and timelines. It underscores the impermanence of individual experiences and the fluidity of existence. The journey backward toward creation. The rewind mechanism. Upon the erasure of a timeline, the journey backward begins. This rewind mechanism is not simply a reversal of time but a deeper, metaphysical journey toward the origin of all timelines. As each timeline is erased, the individual traverses backward through their alternate lives, each step a move closer to the source of creation. Theoretical framework. This journey can be compared to the concept of entropy in thermodynamics, where systems naturally progress toward a state of disorder. However, in this case, the journey backward represents a decrease in entropy, a return to a state of original order and simplicity. Experiencing multiple deaths. In this backward journey, an individual experiences multiple deaths across their timelines. Each death serves as a checkpoint, a marker of the transition from one timeline to the previous one. This process continues until all timelines have been erased, leading to the ultimate convergence at the original point of creation. Psychological implications. The experience of multiple deaths could lead to profound psychological and emotional transformations. Each death and subsequent erasure provides a moment of reflection and understanding, potentially leading to a deeper awareness of the interconnectedness of all experiences and the transient nature of existence. The original source of creation. The original source of creation represents the ultimate beginning, the singular point from which all timelines and universes emerged. This source is beyond our conventional understanding of time and space, existing as the foundational essence of all existence. The journey backward culminates in a return to this primordial state. Philosophical and theological perspectives. Various philosophical and theological traditions offer insights into this concept. In Hinduism, the idea of returning to Brahman, the ultimate reality, echoes the journey back to the source. Similarly, in Gnostic Christianity, the return to the pleroma, the fullness of divine essence, parallels this ultimate convergence. Case studies, hypothetical scenarios. Scenario 1, the scientist. Imagine a scientist whose groundbreaking discoveries vary across different timelines. In one timeline, she cures a major disease; in another, she invents a new technology; in yet another, her research leads to unintended catastrophic consequences. Upon her death in each timeline, the unique path of her life is erased, and she regresses to the previous timeline, experiencing the ripple effects of her alternate choices until she reaches the source of creation. Analysis and implications. This scenario illustrates the profound impact of individual actions on the fabric of their timeline. The scientist's choices and achievements shape not only her immediate reality but also the broader multiverse. Her journey backward through multiple lives highlights the interconnectedness of scientific discovery and ethical responsibility. Scenario 2, the artist. Consider an artist whose creativity manifests differently in each timeline. In one, he becomes a renowned painter; in another, a struggling musician; in a third, he abandons his passion for a conventional career. Each death erases the timeline of his artistic journey, drawing him backward through his alternate lives, each erasure a step closer to the origin. Analysis and implications. The artist's varying paths reflect the diverse expressions of human creativity and the multitude of possible life trajectories. His backward journey underscores the importance of passion and purpose, regardless of external success or failure, and emphasizes the transient nature of all achievements. Scenario 3, the explorer. Envision an explorer whose adventures take diverse forms across timelines. In one, she discovers new lands; in another, she becomes lost at sea; in a third, she never embarks on her journeys. Her deaths mark the end of each exploration, and the subsequent erasure pulls her back through her alternate adventures, ultimately returning her to the source of creation. Analysis and implications. The explorer's journeys symbolize the human quest for discovery and the pursuit of knowledge. Her multiple timelines highlight the varying outcomes of risk and exploration, emphasizing the significance of the journey itself over the destination. Her backward regression underscores the impermanence of all explorations and the ultimate return to the origin. The central protagonist, the anchor of any timeline. Definition and role. In each timeline, there exists a central protagonist, the individual whose life and actions anchor the entire sequence of events. This protagonist is the focal point around which the timeline revolves, and their existence defines the timeline's unique characteristics and outcomes. Conceptual framework. The central protagonist can be likened to the keystone in an arch, holding the structure of the timeline in place. Without this keystone, the timeline collapses, leading to its erasure. This concept underscores the significance of the individual's role in shaping their reality. Michael P. Jeremiah, a hypothetical example. Consider Michael P. Jeremiah as a hypothetical central protagonist. In each timeline, Michael's life and decisions determine the course of events. His choices, actions, and experiences form the core of the timeline, and his death marks the endpoint, triggering the timeline's erasure and the backward journey toward the source. Analysis and implications. Michael's role as the central protagonist highlights the profound impact of individual agency and responsibility. His life serves as the anchor for the timeline, and his death signifies the collapse of that reality. This concept emphasizes the interconnectedness of individual lives and the broader multiverse. The importance of the protagonist in multiverse theory. The central protagonist's significance extends beyond their timeline. As the anchor, their experiences and actions resonate throughout the multiverse, influencing other timelines and contributing to the collective tapestry of existence. Their journey backward through erasure and convergence underscores the unity of all experiences and the ultimate return to the source. Philosophical and metaphysical implications. The central protagonist concept invites us to reconsider the nature of individual identity and the self. It suggests that each person is both unique and interconnected with the broader multiverse, highlighting the duality of individual significance and universal unity. This perspective challenges conventional notions of separateness and individuality, promoting a more holistic understanding of existence. Conclusion. The exploration of the multiverse and the concept of the central protagonist offers profound insights into the nature of existence, the role of the individual, and the interconnectedness of all experiences. By understanding the multiverse as a vast tapestry of interconnected timelines, each anchored by a central protagonist, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and beauty of existence. The journey backward toward the source of creation, marked by the erasure of timelines upon death, underscores the transient nature of life and the ultimate unity of all experiences. This perspective invites us to embrace the present moment, recognizing the profound impact of our choices and actions, and to appreciate the interconnectedness of all life. In the end, the multiverse and the central protagonist concept remind us that we are both unique and part of a greater whole, each of us contributing to the ever-evolving tapestry of existence. This understanding encourages us to live with purpose, compassion, and awareness, knowing that our individual lives resonate throughout the multiverse and ultimately return to the source of all creation. This manuscript outlines the theoretical and philosophical implications of multiverse theory and the role of a central protagonist.